I remember False, remember he plays like right out of top 8 too.
Yeah.
So I mean, literally anything could happen. That's one of the great things that Evil brings, you know, to the fighting game and Smash community. But before we get to that top portion of the bracket, we got to get through pools right here. We got Mr. E getting ready to face off against SM.
Yeah, Mr. E actually being a really notable player within the scene. He does attend a lot of tri-state events.
That's right.
So seeing him now, it's been a bit, and I can imagine his journey was a long one. And fighting against Lucina, that quite interesting that I'm seeing. Sorry, I actually got them switched with the characters. Seeing him play Lucina, he's really well known for his Marth as well. Both characters not difficult to play in mixed match, which is really interesting considering that Lucina could be a little bit more consistent in closing out the stocks.
Oh yeah.
Whereas Marth, you have to really rely on the tipper.
Yeah, no, and your spacing. I mean, which, you know, for somebody like Mr. E, you would think would be relatively easy, but I tell you what, man, the heat of battle is really hard to get your spacing down proficiently. So I mean, there's no harm done in switching over here into Lucina. As you see, he's kind of dancing bladed his way back into the lead here.
But SM really keeping it even, taking Mr. E to 95% already. And you already know Ike is a very heavy hitter, so that's about like 4 hits in there that he was able to clutch out.
Yes, of all the heavyweights, man, Ike is the scariest one where if you put him in the right hands, it could be devastating. Not only in this game, but I heard he's pretty good in Ultimate too.
Oh,
so
man,
we got a lot of Ike left. All right, Mr. E, though, with this lead here, let's see how long he can hold on to it. He's trying to bait him in. As you see right now, he's going for like a lot of fall-away aerials, trying to really, you know, just kind of capitalize on what could be looked at as, you know, Ike's poor approach options.
Yeah, Mr. E recognizes that SM is going to have to play a lot more defensive at this point with the stock down. So that's why you were able to see him catch SM roll behind him with the dancing blade. And you were actually seeing Mr. E do that a lot to rack up percent.
That's right. Most certainly. As you see right now, has him right up here on this top platform. Tries to fall down with the up air. I like that. Trying to get some coverage from above, but just kind of positioned in a really odd manner there.
We try to mix him up right there, falling with an aerial. And these dancing blades, Rod, I'm seeing them come out so much from Mr. E, but that's not going to save him with that one. SM taking Mr. E's first stock of the set.
And the great thing about Ike is that he has a very strong combo game at low percents. I mean, I think a lot of times we get so mixed up and just so caught up in the fact that Ike is such a strong closer that we forget at low percents, his neutral is actually nutty. As you see that down throw right in the back here, down throw forwarder, you know, you name it, man, he can pretty much do it. Down tilt forwarder, again, chopping his way back into this.
And you were mentioning with his combo game at early percent, but the momentum that he also carries as a character is very scary. He needs to hold on to his jump, though. The reason why he lost his first stock is because Mr. E was able to catch his jump and he was forced to SD.
You know, and not only that, man, but I just feel like Ike is a character you just can't keep consistently trading with. I mean, I love the fact that, you know, Mr. E is finding these openings, but at what cost, though, you know?
Right. He's consistent. I mean, right now we're talking about max rage Ike. Really scary situation, but Mr. E continuously pushes him off stage, taking stage control.
Oh, that was so good.
He really did. He really did do that.
Yeah, man, he tapped into his inner brawl right there, man. Try to up special him. That was really good, though, there by SM, going for that forward air, but kind of drifting backwards back to the ledge. Oh, my God, I thought he was going to be able to save himself.
It looked like he was trying to DI that way anyway to try to get away from him, but he got hit in that instant, so quite unfortunate there that the knockback sent him in that same direction that he was DIing in. Mr. E, though, playing pretty confidently, but SM, you can already see SM's dealing a good amount of damage, but at the same time, holding on to his stocks. The reason why he lost that first stock so early, again, was because he had used his jump, and Mr. E was able to capitalize off of that, sending him further towards the blast zone.
That's right. I'm really curious to see what we're going to get here on this game. As you see, we've kind of switched the scene a little bit. We're up here on Battlefield, and that, which is really cool, man. You know, I felt like, oh, my God. See, these platforms, I mean, I can just do some craziness here, man, but it just really felt like SM was figuring things out here towards the tail end of that last match. As you see, starting off strong.
The tomahawk grab, though, tomahawk turnaround grab coming from SM. The amount of pressure that he was applying was just at 0% until a second ago. And the amount of damage that he's putting onto Mr. E is very crucial. As you know, Ike could potentially take stocks really early.
Oh, he had to get right up underneath that platform.
You were talking about how Battlefield really helps benefit Ike, at least apply a lot of pressure to his opponents, especially while they're above the platform. But very similarly, Mr. E could do the same thing with Lucina.
And as you see right now, Lucina, Mr. E right now just closing off all access back onto the stage, really utilizing these platforms to his advantage. I like that short hop forwarder, that short hop nair just keeps SM off stage, you know.
The double side B, okay.
Right. The meta's still changing, right? We're getting ready to shut the book on this game, and Ike is just still learning.
Yeah, that's how
that was so good.
Yeah, and that hitbox actually lingers for a good amount of time, so he was able to catch the ending frame of the air dodge.
That's right. He gets the down throw right into the forward air. He understands that he has a bit of work here to make up.
He saved his jump.
Quick draw.
That was great side B. Glowing underneath the ledge to get the ledge invincibility.
God, man, Ike's down tilt is so good. Anytime you see him go for down tilt, always go for like a pivot something. Pivot forward tilt, you know, pivot grab something. He knows that you're hungry to come in. Okay, tries to cross him up. No jab. As we know, Martha and Lucina have a really good jab. Just really strong normals in general, but that jab is what really does it for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes you got to know when to just pull the trigger.
SM had a significant lead, but Mr. E staying very patient and actually bringing this entire game back and now carrying on that momentum. Here we are seeing the Dancing Blade once again. Mr. E really loving that mood. He actually used it as an anti-air the last game.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, more Dancing Blade. You know, nothing uncharacteristic here of what Lucina is just so good at. Okay, Mr. E, though, regaining the lead. Has it in a pretty dominant fashion. There's the jab right in the forward tilt. Tries to catch him again with that forward smash. I like how he's sending the message. Hasn't quite been able to capitalize on one yet, but it's definitely, you know, putting some fear into SM's heart.
It's really the amount of pressure that Mr. E is applying off stage, preventing SM from coming back and actually racking up all this percentage while SM is just trying to recover back towards the stage and regain stage control.
Now 150% here on SM's behalf, and it doesn't matter. He's not going to get a chance to throw around any rage.
Yeah, Mr. E actually trying to go for that up B the last game, but finally working the second game when he throws it out for the second time of the set. Mr. E taking the set over SM 2-0. And I want to say a pretty convincing play coming from SM as well, because you could already see he had gained a lot of momentum coming into the beginning of the the second game.
That's right.
And it wasn't until he found himself at a really big disadvantage off stage, trying to make it back, and just Mr. E applying as much pressure as possible to prevent that from happening.
That's right.